Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to be looking at War Tiger's new Moon Temple Defender's uniform. Now, I know there's been a lot of combats lately, so you may have been exhausted of it already, but I want to go into the skill preview first to show you why I still really like this character despite there being obviously better options in basically every category of the combat class, whether you're talking like hero, villain, male, maybe not female, but hey, Captain America does have a female uniform, so you do have a female combat tier 4. So yeah, he's kind of rough for him. But as far as the skills go, he looks really cool. He's got a scythe, he creates tornadoes, there's all these slashes, and that's just one skill. That's just one skill with a scythe, with slashes, with tornadoes, etc. He's got this iframe ignore skill where he just beats the crap out of you, looks sick, and then he leaves behind these rocks that flow up straight up into the sky. And then his fourth skill, he throws his scythe down, and then he slashes you, but you can actually just dip while this is happening. You can literally just dip. You can also use this to cancel into another skill. So for those of you wondering, his best skill combo is probably something like 4 delayed cancel, 5, let that ride out, and then once he's done spinning, you can combo that into 3. Unfortunately, as with all of the other Warriors of the Sky, they did not make the 6th skill cancelable. So you don't let this skill play out because it just doesn't do enough damage. And of course, whenever you cancel it, you immediately lose the hits. So your opening rotation is probably going to be 6 cancel, and then you're going to go into your rotation. As far as the difference in rotations, because I've seen Beast Mode do 3 cancel, 4 delayed cancel, 5, it's basically the same, which is kind of a disappointing answer to give you, but it's honestly the truth. I've tried both 3 cancel, 4 delayed cancel, 5, and I've also tried 4 delayed cancel, 5, and then into 3. So which is this one, 4 delayed cancel, 5, let him spin out, and then do 3 and let that play out, which gives you more hits, right? But it doesn't seem to do much difference in the way of damage. So yeah, his third skill doesn't have any buffs that you need for PvE. Keep that in mind. It does have immunity, which, you know, you have invincibility on 4 or 5, I believe. You have invincibility on 5, you have buffs on 5 and 4. So you don't actually have to cancel 3 into 4 into 5 in order to get buffs. 3 just gives you the penetration and the iframe ignore, which are actually PvP abilities, not PvE abilities. So don't worry if you're not doing 3 cancel 4, you're not going to be losing out on a bunch of damage. But yeah, that's basically why I like this character. He also looks drippy, like he just looks cool. I really wish he was stronger. That's sort of the theme of today's video. But there's the build there. It's sort of hybrid PvE PvP because I'm gonna be trying, we're gonna be trying probably both in this video. We got stage 12 Power Ranger Hulk, we have no artifact, and then for now we have an ignore dodge 140 proc, pretty low proc. It's also a stun immunity for Mephisto, but the ignore dodge is nice because you can try him in different pieces of content. So without further ado, 0 pierce, can you do stage 9 of null with the new War Tiger? Let's find out. We're gonna be trying the 4 cancel rotation here. And then we're going to switch into the one where we just do, so you proc on 5, let it play out, and then as soon as you stop spinning, you do 3. And then with about 1 second left on 5, you throw 4 again, and you go right back into it. So super duper proc friendly, really cool animations. But yeah, as far as his damage goes, this is nothing that's going to blow you away or make you, like, you know, completely, I missed the proc there. It's nothing that's going to really blow you away, right? I missed a proc because I was trying to delay to get the 6th skill as well. But very, very proc friendly, like easily a 10 out of 10 on proc friendliness. So as far as missing procs and stuff like that, that's not going to happen. You're going to be able to roll right through and just do your thing. Very tanky. He's got the auto healing effect. He's got invincibility and immunity. So you're basically never going to have a time where you're unprotected, and whenever you do get hit, you're just going to heal it back up. So as far as like being an easy to play character, this is very high on the list of easiest to play characters, both offensively and defensively. That's kind of what I'm trying to highlight here. Offensively, super easy to proc on, not the highest damage, so that's really where the difficulty comes in. But defensively, like this, by today's standards, this is very tanky still. Right, like because I dropped my HP, because I dropped the all defense and stuff, a lot of characters would be dying here, especially if they don't have a lot of healing, but he just tanks right through. However, you can see his damage is low. So I have missed 2 procs that would probably maybe add about a bar or bar and a half but at this point, it doesn't seem like he can clear this at all. So even with double support and a full host of strikers, I would need a higher proc. I'd probably need like a 180 or a 200 proc in order to clear this. If you're not clearing the first phase of Mephisto of Null in 2 minutes, you're not doing it. Just straight up. So once you hit the 2 minute, once you see less than 3 minutes, if he's not out of the chair, and you know, you're still cutting it close by doing it in 2 minutes. I like to do it in 90 seconds. So yeah, 0 Pierce War Tiger probably needs a very well-rolled obelisk in order to be able to do stage 9, and that is with a full stack, right? That's full stack strikers, all damage and ignore dodge, and then double support with a CT, actually without a CTP of Insight. So there's a little bit more damage you could get on this team, but mainly it's going to come from the obelisk. But I just, you know, I have a 140 proc. I don't have a lot of other procs. Now, if you have a lot of Pierce, you can go ahead and take him into stage 29 of Mephisto. As far as damage goes, there are better options, but as far as tanking goes, he is up there with the best of them. You can easily face tank a lot of Mephisto's attacks, and you'll be just fine. You literally can just ignore a lot of Mephisto's skills, and you're good. He also has very high attack move speed for whatever reason, so you can also run away from Mephisto very, very easily. I wish I could report that the damage was better, of course. That's damage is king in this game, but if you're looking for a fun combat type that feels a little bit different to play than a lot of the others, I think War Tiger has got you covered. And as far as user friendliness, he's one of the best. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty tight clear. No surprises there. There we go. Okay, we're on a 20% battery. We're on the first phase. Done. Excellent. 1 minute is sort of the range. 1 minute to 1 minute 15 is the range for Mephisto phase 1. So for those of you wondering, that is sort of how it goes. That proc was delayed, not by me. So here you can see we can just easily eject, very easily get out of his range, and movement speed there is super clutch. He's basically a much stronger, see, easy tanking, right? So I see this character being positioned as a sort of very new player friendly character to build. Now, I know there are better characters to transcend, but with the influx of transcendence materials now, if you focus on ABX and ABL, you should have a surplus, and I think he is a decent pickup. He also has the skill cooldown leadership, which is very good for players until they get better cards. But yeah, it's tough to see his damage not really keeping up. I do wish they had cranked up his damage by at least another like 20-30%. Especially given how many combat types there are now, you know? Like, from a design perspective, I think they really hamstrung themselves, the devs really hamstrung themselves by releasing so many combat tier 4s back to back, because now any combat tier 3s or combat transcendences that come out or get new uniforms, it's very difficult for them to have their cost justified, right? Squeaking by here. So halfway through the fight and we're already in phase 3. I think this is pretty good. But yeah, Venom at level 80 can one-shot this in, like, you know, 45 seconds. And same thing with other tier 4s at level 80. So it's at the same time, it's not the most impressive thing. But he can tank the purple thing. See that? Boom. Yeah. That is not bad. That is not bad. Also, from like a usability, I missed the proc. From a usability point of view, having the iframe ignore on 3 is nice, because you don't have to worry about the boss dodging you and you missing targeting. You can always follow up with the 3, and you're good. And then here, I do have the stun immunity, which is nice on the obelisk, but even without it, you can pretty easily run through and dodge because of his high movement speed. Yeah, man, I wish he was stronger, straight up. He's going to iframe me here. We want to squeak in a little bit more damage. You know, for non-meta chasers, I think he's cool. And I might give him a CTP just for fun. But it's tough. It's tough. There are not that many different game modes. that necessitate having so many combat types. And if you've been investing lately in combat types, you're good. You're probably all set for the next like 6 months on combat types, unless someone really rare comes along or someone really unique. And I mean, War Tiger is unique in some ways. Like I said, I really like his animations. He definitely reminds me of like a Diablo Barbarian, very through and through. I'm gonna wrap this one up here. We're not gonna go ahead and dodge the things. Boom. So 40 seconds left. Yeah, it could go a little bit faster. Like I said, it's a 140 proc. It's kind of a low proc. You could probably do this with a minute and a half to spare. So you could probably comfortably almost double the amount of time left if you could give him a 180 or a 200 proc obelisk. But again, I know that there are faster characters out there, even with basically identical builds. So the other thing I wanted to do is check out his performance in PvP. By the way, quick little note, user error, my user error. Shadow Shell does not have the leadership tag. I used her with White Fox. I was getting the chain hit and I was getting the ignore dodge and the attack, but I wasn't getting the massive increased damage to supervillains. Both War Tiger and Shadow Shell do not have the leadership tag. Got this Mighty Authority on him now. He's an auto healer, so I want to pair that with a ton of damage reduction. We also know that we can build a PvP team for him that has other Warriors of the Sky in order to give him, revive and those sort of effects. This would be the team. I know we're losing Shadow Shell's damage reduction and 50% all defense, which is tragic. His defenses are also pretty low without Shadow Shell, so again, kind of tragic. But unfortunately, we cannot forfeit Sunbird. Like, the revive is just too powerful, and then we can't forfeit Blue Dragon because she has the leadership, so you're kind of screwed in that sense. I wish there was a way to also get Shadow Shell's buffs, because let's be real, the 50% all defense is pretty meaningful. You can see he has almost 25k physical defense now, a lot better, and the 25% damage reduction is going to stack with other forms of damage reduction that he gets from, let's say, the steal effect on the Authority. So yeah, it's kind of tragic that we can't use both, but the revive is just too good. So let's see how he does. I was able to find somebody in the top 20 of Vibranium who is not using Jean, which is hilarious. I'm probably going to die to the Reflect, but I wanted to try this team. Let's go. So Blue Dragon is probably going to impress us the most in this showcase. This is going to be accidentally a Blue Dragon showcase. Oh, never mind. Just going to revive here and pop the 6th skill. Yeah, they really messed up by not making the 6th skill so much stronger for the Warriors of the Sky. That really could have made them so much more relevant for PvE, and it would have added a little bit to PvP. It wouldn't have added that much to PvP, but it would have added enough to PvE to make it good. But yeah, as you can see here, Blue Dragon doing the majority of the work here before War Tiger even pulls up to the party. And she has a PvE build, by the way. She has a CTP of Judgment. So yeah. Are we even going to see War Tiger? Are we just going to see him get clapped by Hulk twice? This is tier 3 Hulk. Okay. So he gets the kill here. Let's go, War Tiger. It's your time now. Let's go, baby. Let's go! War Tiger takes down a tier 3 Hulk. Bring us back down to reality. This is what a real meta PvP team in 2023 looks like. Gore, Jean Grey, and then a support for either Gore or Jean Grey or both. In this case, we have Ancient One providing the Reflect, providing the Ignore Dodge, providing the elemental damage. Very nice stuff here. I mean, it doesn't provide Reflect as a passive, but you know what I mean. Okay, so here we go. War Tiger versus Gore. This should be interesting. Oh, he hangs on. Ah, man, I thought we were going to see something special there real quick. Okay, his awakening skill kind of pops off, though. Jeez. War Tiger versus Jean? No way. War Tiger versus Jean? Ah, bro. For a second there, I know that your butthole clenched. I heard it. For a second, I heard mine too. What about players in Platinum? Rank 2 Platinum player. Let's take a look here. We got Thanos in the lead with Hulk, tier 3, and Gore. I haven't seen a Thanos in time, man. Gore and then Jean really erased Thanos from history. Okay. Blue Dragon gets warped into space. We got War Tiger here, putting in work. Putting in that twerk. Oh, dude. Oh, yo, he's dead, but he's alive? That's sick. No, not doing any damage. What? What? Bro, it wasn't even hitting. He popped the awakening skill. The hits were like, it wasn't saying immune or anything. Like, it literally just was not registering the hits. This shit is so rigged. Bro, how is Sunbird doing better than War Tiger? What about players in gold? Noticed by the teams that going down from Vibranium to gold doesn't actually reduce the quality of your opponents very much. This is the state of PvP in Marvel Future Fight. It's basically just get screwed from top to bottom if you don't have high metas. Wow, he didn't even get a skill off. Yeah, okay. Let's see the Awakening. No, eh? I don't know why they didn't make this shit cancelable, dog. It makes no sense. He's doing 5. Oh, and he's dead. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Alliance Conquest, anybody? Unfortunately, War Tiger is also the only Warriors of the Sky that does not have any team buffs. He also drains my battery, apparently. But yeah, no team buffs. All of his buffs are self buffs. Nothing applies to all allies. Nothing applies to Warriors of the Sky. So honestly, in most PvP scenarios, he is the odd man out because Blue Dragon's supplying the leadership, Sunbird's supplying the revive, and then Shadow Shell is supplying the damage reduction and the all defense. So yeah, I wanted to see if, you know, if he's not that good for PvE, let's see if we can recommend him for PvP. I can't really recommend him for PvP either, unfortunately. Looks really cool though, so maybe I'll give him another pass with a stacked PvE build like a Mighty Energy or a Mighty Destruction or something like that, and see if he can maybe open my eyes to some sort of new scenario. So yeah, that's it for War Tiger. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.